Everybody, welcome to Visual Communication and Media. My name is Adam Rozeski. It's a pleasure to see each and every one of you. Welcome to the halfway point, almost a little bit further, kind-of-ish, since your last week is only 2 days long, so keep that in mind. Other than that, we're going to talk about technical responses today and how important technical responses are and what they do to really add to it, because we've talked about perception and we talked about sensory responses in the history, but now we're getting onto a third response type, visuals that are meant to build for positive responses to help with technical systems or digital systems, anything with like a screen or anything that you use like a keypad or something. We're going to talk about that and how those work in the communication styles that are tied to it, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So pretty much technical responses themselves are responses that are gathered from features or systems that have visuals tied to them. They help it make it easier to navigate and understand the thing that we're using, and that's what really matters with that. And there are 5 major rules, and we'll talk about each one of these in lecture tonight, that are kind of focused with this, which is simplicity, proximity, clarity, engagement, navigation. It needs to be simple, it needs to be spaced out properly, it needs to be clear, it needs to be engaging, and it's got to be fun, right? And then you got to make sure you can navigate, because if you get lost anywhere, it can get a little tough. And most people get frustrated the most when they get lost in systems. There's some good examples of navigation and some systems that help bring some engagement and clarity to it. Drop-down menus are huge. Graphic image frames are always fun to look at if placed in the right spots. And then highlighted options, they tell you what page you're on and how they're kind of tied with that. We'll go into detail about that a little bit more, but this week we're going to focus on a few other concepts between Gestalt principles versus user experience and how those kind of tie together. We'll talk about aesthetics and their importance, and then visual connectivity and their relationships. And what I mean by connectivity means I don't mean like visual cognition. I'm talking about, is the spacing correct? Does everything connect well where everything's organized properly? So you're going to have to get that thought out of your head, because a lot of people make that misconception that connectivity is tied to cognition, which it's not. And we'll go over that in lecture tonight. So keep in mind, we have lecture tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central as always. We also have our initial post that's due tomorrow night, and then we'll go from there. All right, everybody, have a great week. Hope to see everybody for lecture. Enjoy, be safe, have fun, and take it easy. All right, bye-bye.